Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable our lecturer, Mrs. Yuni Budi Lestari, all of my friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope you are doing well today. My name is Surni FITRI. I came from 2H English Education class, and in today's presentation, I'll be presenting an article about local cultural politeness in English language classroom. Now, let's begin with the definition of learning English. Learning English is basically learning to use the language. And this often means learning the grammatical structure and uttering them in a good English pronunciation. English, being an international language and become the most spoken language in international communication. In other country or non-English speaking country, English is learned due to many reasons, such as in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indonesia, English is a third language or a foreign language, while their second language is Indonesian language, and their first language is their traditional or local language. Mostly in class, students use their first language out of school context. That's why the introduction into English materials in class might be challenging for some students because they will face cultural diversity with their own culture. And this culture or English culture might be unsuitable for them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that English culture is often associated with Western culture. That's why the culture of Indonesia and English culture is very, very different. Learning alien English-related culture made a more complicated and challenging situation in EFL context. And this can be a challenge because of culture and language are connected in so many ways, as language is used for interaction in social life. Why we can separate language and culture? Because language is a symbolic presentation of a culture. Culture and language in social interaction cannot be separated because language is the core element of culture and its use is symbolic to that culture. In English language classroom, this character or politeness character is not taught directly, but it is integrated with the teaching and learning process. The integration can be through teaching language functions such as apologizing, greeting, respecting, and thanking, where the polite verbal and nonverbal expression are used in the classroom. Now we move on into the introduction about politeness. Politeness is an important positive character for students. Because this character is important, that's why this character should be acquired in the learning process. In Indonesian context, the need to teach politeness is confirmed by the government regulation by implementing in this curriculum or the curriculum 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to acknowledge that the culture of English culture and Indonesian culture is very different. That means that the way to perform politeness in these two cultures might be different. Ladies and gentlemen, in this research, we use Brown and Levinson politeness strategy. This strategy consists of 4 strategies. The first one is called a boldly on record strategy without redressive action, which is to follow what it says. And the second one is called a positive politeness strategy. It is an appeal to solidarity towards others. And then the third one, it's called negative politeness strategy. It is referring to an attempt to demonstrate awareness, not to be imposed on. And the last one here is called an off-record strategy. Generally, it is the use of utterance that are not directly addressed, or we can say it is indirect speech. Okay, audience, now I will explain about the methods that we use to collecting the data. The first one here is the collection process. We interview the English teacher in the school, and then we do an observation to collect the data at MTS Darul Quran to explore the local cultural politeness on learning English process in the class. And to analyze it, we use Brown and Levinson politeness strategy. Okay, audience, now we come to the end part of this presentation, that is result and discussion. The object in this study is politeness enacted by English teachers and students in classroom interaction. Recording of interaction, I will show you the analyze and the sample. The first one here is greeting. When the teacher arrives, the leader of the class will ask all the friends to stand up and greet the teacher. And all the students will start greet the teacher with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And then the teacher will reply with Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And again, the student greet the teacher with good morning teacher, and the teacher will answer good morning to student. In this conversation, the student show their respect by standing up from the chair to greet the teacher. And then the greeting of Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh is used by community of Islam religion as greeting when they meet their teacher, when they meet their friends and their parents, and so on. And the other kinds of greetings such as how are you, good morning, and stuff, this is also show politeness. Therefore, the Islamic greeting and the English greeting are compared by the teacher in learning English in positive politeness. And the sample number 2 is apologizing. I will show you the sample. When the teacher asks the student, do you remember about our lesson yesterday? And not all students will answer yes or no. There is some student that answer, I'm sorry teacher, I think I forgot about it. And this is show a negative politeness. The sample number 3 is respecting. I will show you the example. First one, when a teacher explaining something in front of the class, and then the student will be quiet and listen to the teacher explanation. This means that the student indicating polite behavior in the learning process, and then this is show that they are respect to the teacher. Take another example. When the teacher want to give an instruction, the teacher will say, read the text in the book, and then the student will answer with "Nggih, Miss." Using the word "nggih" is a respecting mark in Sasak culture, which in this context, the student show polite attitude to the teacher. Responding "nggih" means that the student obey the teacher instruction. And the last sample is thanking. Let's take an example with this conversation. When the teacher asks the student to close the door, please close the door. And the student will reply with, yes, miss, and then the teacher would say, thank you to the student. Saying thank you to the student for closing the door can be seen as teaching politeness to the students. It is also can be the strategy of thanking is positive politeness because it could build harmonious relationship between the teacher and the students. In conclusion, politeness is an important positive behavior that should be acquired in the learning process. But this positive character didn't taught directly, but this is integrated with the learning process, such as greeting, respecting, apologizing, and thanking. And the way to perform politeness, however, can be different between English culture and Indonesian culture. As students could use local language knowledge to learn English language, they could also possibly use local culture while learning English. Incorporating politeness in English language classroom is recommended, as it would create positive, non-threatening, and comfortable language classroom atmosphere, which facilitates student learning. That's all from me. If there are any mistake in delivering this presentation, I'm so sorry, and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.